Hi everyone, welcome back. This is my live video number 8 and how I let go. Last week I discussed less is more and what I do when I fall for the trap of wanting more, and that creates a bigger gap inside of me. And I can recommend you watching that vlog of last week if you recognize that you have longings and wanting more, and I think that would be a good idea. But for this week, how I let go. So I've heard so many times that when you let go, you will receive in not only love, but in all different ways. And I had a deep process about this, because how do you deal with that in letting go if you really want something badly, if you long for something badly? It could be anything. For me, my biggest longing was to meet someone. So what I actually even did was trying to let go in the hope that I would receive. So I was like trying to let go of my longing for a partner so I could receive a partner, which is not letting go. You can imagine that. So the last few weeks, what I realized is that bit by bit, I started to let go. I actually feel currently very content, very happy, and that it's less important. So I was thinking like, okay, what am I doing so I let go? And what can I share with you how you could let go? And the biggest thing, what I realized in the last few weeks, was that I accepted the fact that I had the longing. I accepted the feelings of sadness around this, and I accepted that being single has also the downside of feeling lonely sometimes. And this is something I really rejected for a long time, because everyone said like, oh, you have to be happy by yourself, and then you will receive what you want to receive. And every time I felt sad or unhappy, I was like, I can't have this feeling, because if I feel like this, it will never come. But what I realized the most by sharing my vlog also is that the acceptance of my sadness, the acceptance of my shame, the acceptance of the feelings I have around my longings are one of the biggest transformations towards happiness. So, and that's also a big part of how I let go, is to fully accept that sometimes I'm just feeling sad. And this is, of course, like a wave, and it's not always the case, but this really helps me to accept and not to be scared that if I'm in this feeling that things will not come along, because it doesn't matter. We have to accept what we feel in the moment. So the acceptance of desires and longings and the feelings which come with it is definitely number one step to let go for me. Secondly is that I received a question a long time ago that what would you do if what you long for never comes along? What would you do if, in my case, that partner will never come? And actually that question touched me really deeply, because in that moment I was really depressed and very sad that I didn't meet someone. And my answer was that life was not worth living if that partner wouldn't come along. And it's surprising, but this was my biggest desire. So I was actually shocked that that was my answer. So I started searching for this. Like, what would I do if what I long for will never come along? Can I accept that? And especially in the beginning, I couldn't accept it. But what I did was trying to find ways, what would make me happy, or what would my day look like if that what I long for will never come along. And this could apply for a partner, for children, for anything you deeply, deeply desire. What would you do if it doesn't come along? What makes you truly, deeply happy? And for me, that was that I was saying like, okay, I'm gonna dance more, I'm gonna have more fun, I do need my intimacy, so in what way can I find intimacy? And I'm not referring to sex in general, but like intimacy, like hugs, the right people around me, people who are involved and interested in my life. And for me, Tantra and embodied intimacy were parts of what would make me happy. So if I can give a recommendation, the second one would be like, okay, what would make you truly deeply happy? If that thing that doesn't come along, what you long for, what would you do? What makes you truly deeply happy? And make sure that you focus on the parts of what makes you happy. That's also very important. Like, you can focus and give energy to things we dislike, but we can also focus on the things we do like. And thirdly, what was really important for me to let go was to focus on my life goal. The reason why I started this vlog was because a man in India asked me, what would you do if you only had 5 years to live? And what would you do if you only had 3 or 1 year to live? And I realized when I did this practice at home, I gave myself a minute for each practice. So like 1 minute for 5 years, 1 minute for 3 years, and 1 minute for 1 year. And I wrote down within 1 minute what was most important for me. And I also did that with not only what was important for me, what would I do if I only had 5, 3 or 1 year to live. And you will find your top 3 of things which are most important to you. And for me, that was to share my happiness and to share the knowledge I've gained during the years of self-search and personal growth and you name it. And I started this vlog to share this. And the funny thing was that focusing on sharing my journey became bigger than my focus for my longing. So the last few months I've been dating, but it wasn't about the person. Of course it is about the person, but it was about the journey in itself and how I related to these people and to relate it to people in general. And my life goal was to share my happiness and my insights. And altogether, I felt like a lot of things opened up in the last 2 months. And because of that, I didn't feel that urge anymore to really be desperate or something. Or like the longing is there, but it's also okay. I'm happy. I'm doing the things I like. I'm focusing on the things that makes me happy. And I have trust. And the trust is also a very important part. But the trust came because I started focusing on things which are very important to me in my life. Yeah, so if I can say, like, letting go is also something what I've done before. Like, this is not the first time I'm letting go my longing. I think it goes in waves. And what I realize is that when my longing comes up again by a trigger, by all means, that I again have to accept that I'm sad, accept that I have the feelings and the longings and all the things that come along with it. But that I focus on my life goal and that I focus on the things that make me happy. So to wrap this up, what helps me the most, what makes me to let go, is first accept the longings and accepting the desires and all the feelings that come along with it. That would be number one. Number two would be to do what makes me happy. That what would I do if that what I long for doesn't come along? What would I do would make me happy? And the third one is to focus on my life goal. And yeah, I can tell you what I feel now is that I'm happy, I'm good. And I would love for you the same. So maybe these 3 tips would help you as well during your journey of letting go, whatever it is that you long for. And I thank you again for watching. And I really hope to see you next week. Thank you very much. And with all my love.